what made you decide to start this campaign?
After losing my brother to an act of intraracial crime, right? I was so heartbroken that I just really wanted to find a way to heal my grief. And by doing that, I just found that honoring my brother and starting something that can help support his family, to help continue carrying out his legacy and help other families who have experienced such like a similar loss. I found that just gave me purpose. And Black men deserve to grow old. That is the exact thing that just gave me purpose to help me do all of those things.
So, can you tell me the details surrounding your brother's murder?
My brother, he owned his own car dealership. He always, wanted to own a car dealership since he was a young boy, like since we were younger. And he finally made it to that space where he could, actually own his own. And he had a customer that came in and purchased a $3,000 cash car. It had over 200,000 miles on there, and it was sold as is. And so he came in, purchased the car, came back a few days later. I think maybe even a week later. And he was unhappy with the amount of work and repairs that the car required. And so my brother, expressed to him that, this is kind of just, this is what you kind of bought. This is kind of what it was when you got it, but let's be men about it. Let's make an agreement. I'll contribute $700 to your repairs. Let's set it up with my mechanic and, we'll get it all fixed and situated. And so, my brother, they had a handshake, they agreed on, the matter, and the guy left. He came back the next day, and I'm really uncertain on what changed within the few hours, that 12 hours where he left and he came back and he shot my brother, he robbed my brother. And my brother ultimately ended up dying about 3 days later. So he was, for 4 days fighting for his life. And yeah, May 25th, 2020, my brother, he passed away.
So clearly Jeremy was a vital part of your life. Could you break down how Jeremy impacted you while he was alive?
Well, no, for sure. So my brother is only 3 years older than me. And so ever since we were younger, like we were like super close, just super close. And if you ever have seen my two children, they're about 3 years apart as well. That is literally like history repeating itself. The bond that they share is like very similar, if not the same, as the bond my brother and we share. And so he's always just been there for me, always been supportive of me throughout. Like life is all about a journey. And so the journeys that I have traveled, he's always been there when I hit a brick wall, after having children, like, I don't know what I'm to do. What am I purpose to do? I just don't know. Like I could pick up the phone. He would always be there to hear me out and to help to support me through that and brainstorm with me like, well, think about this. And it's so ironic that I actually, one of those conversations, it was nothing but God that I even recorded it. And I remember when I did record it, I was like, I just want to think about have this. So you just saying such good stuff, giving me such good wisdom. Like, I just want to record it so I can reflect on it when I get to that place of, if it's me writing a book or if it's me starting a podcast or whatever it is for me to do, I want to be able to reflect. I never in a million years would have thought that I would be reflecting, because it would be healing my spirit, on harder days as I grieve. I never thought that it was going to be a situation that I lose him and I have something so real, so raw. It was so like the interaction, the recording that I did, like it was only for one purpose, to reflect on. But right now it serves as a recording to like keep me going, keep me motivated, to remember his voice. It's something that really brings peace to my life, and I'm just super thankful for it. But nonetheless, like at that time, like we ideated and thought about like, what I was to do, what my purpose was, or what my purpose is. And, Mommy Yo came up in that conversation. And so after my brother passed, it was very hard for me. And I did not know how to I lost my dad when I was 19, and I didn't really channel that well. I was like, let me just work and move very, just act as if nothing happened. So I won't have to think about the hurt and the pain. But with my brother, I was older. I was 31. And so I just ignoring his presence, or like trying to ignore the feelings that I felt. I knew that wasn't healthy. Like I couldn't do that. So what I did, I like poured them into Mami Yo. Once I heard that recording, I literally like, I'm about to start Mami Yo. And I literally poured all the energy that I had in me, all of the hurt, all of the sorrow, all of the grief, everything that I felt that I really probably didn't want to feel. I just poured it into Mami Yo. And everything that Mami Yo has, grown and developed into, like, it's because of my brother. He just plays an integral role, even life after death, So during his life, he played a very integral role in my life, and even now, he is my why. He has created purpose for me, and it's the most ironic thing, and it brings tears to my eyes. Like I'm gonna hold them back, but yeah, like it's so ironic that I can be talking to someone, asking them, telling them that I don't feel like I don't know what my purpose is, and through their death or their departure from this life, that I found my purpose. So I think it's like a beautiful, it's like collateral beauty. And that's just, yes, that's my brother. That's him. How he played a major role in my life, or he continues to still play a major role in my life.
It really brings perspective to how meaningful this campaign is to you, how meaningful everything you're doing is, because it all centers around a real place of pain, but also a place of inspiration and wanting to change. So it's amazing to get this information documented. So with the murder, can you give me details surrounding it? Do you think that it might have been motivated by something deeper, or do you think that it was just, wrong place, wrong time?
To be honest, I don't know. The only thing that I can say is that, I did talk to my brother the day before the day that he came in, that the customer came in. At that time, he was a customer. And he came in and he expressed how, disgruntled he was. My brother, his family was there that day. His entire family was there. His business partners were there. And he was like, we're going to handle this like men. Like, you don't have to come in irate. Because my brother was like, he came in like he was going to do something. And he was like, I have to just let him know that's not how we're going to handle the matter. We grown men. This is a professional establishment. Literally his exact words. I remember him like yesterday. And he was like, and I had to let him know, like, we're going to handle this. Like, and, he called up his mechanic. My brother said he called his mechanic. They had that agreement. They handshook. He said the guy even apologized to him. And my thought when he was telling me the story, I asked him, I said, do you think he would do something? It's like, man, he ain't about to do nothing, man. Some people just don't know how to take care of situations without trying to be hostile. Like they don't know how to express their emotions. They don't know have that emotional control. But it's cool. Like I not resolve. Like he resolved the issue. He felt like that he handled the situation. So he was very confident the day before, that Wednesday, that I spoke to him. And so to this day, I don't know. Like the hearing hasn't been had. We've only had the bond hearing. But in terms of hearing from the actual murder, like why, I don't know it. And to this day, I don't understand what changed. I don't know if he was like, what? I'm gonna get his, like, I want my whole 3,000 back. I'm about to go and try to pull up and try to rob. I don't know if that was it. But yeah, I just don't know. But I will ask.
Okay.
When we do have the hearing, I will ask.
Oh, so there hasn't even been a hearing yet?
No, it has not.
Wow. So, that's unfortunate to hear. And this happened when?
This was May 25th, 2020. So the only thing that has occurred about a year ago in August, they had a bond hearing from him to see, if he would be able to be released. And he was not able to be, he wasn't able to be released because he had a pending case, an attempted murder case that was already pending on him when he committed the crime to my brother. So he is still in jail. However, the case, our case hasn't been heard yet.
Do you think that crimes like these are systemic of a deeper issue, or do you think that it's just nature for things like this to happen?
I definitely don't think it's nature. And I say that because, systemically, if you look at history, like with us being Black, being a Black person, it's so many complexities that weave our DNA, right? It's so much this systemic type of things put in place, from just, it's so many layers. It's just so complex. It's just from systemic racism to just how things were created. If you date back to slavery, right? You had, separated, like Black people were separated by color, and by that you had this, I'm better than you. So with one person feeling like they're better and then the other one breeding hatred towards that person, I think it's just like starting there. And then that kind of just changed